Let me be blunt for a second. You didn't spend 2, 3, maybe 5 years building a game just for your Steam page to quietly sabotage it. But that's what's happening for most developers, unfortunately. I've audited hundreds of Steam pages, solo indies, funded studios, even teams with publishers, and I keep seeing the same pattern over and over again. Good games, but with bad pages and zero visibility. And the worst part is, most developers genuinely believe their Steam page is fine. So today, I want to show you why your Steam page is probably hurting your game, why this matters way more than you think, and how to fix it without spending money on ads or hiring a full marketing team. Because Steam is not just a storefront. Steam is a search engine that Google recognizes. And if you don't treat it like one, Steam has no idea who your game is for. Now, here's the problem no one wants to admit. Steam gets over 14,000 new game releases every year. That's roughly 40 games per day. Your competition isn't just games like yours. Your competition is everything fighting for attention inside the discovery queue, tag pages, search results, Google results, and algorithmic recommendations. Steam has to decide automatically which games to show to which players. And it doesn't decide based on passion, effort, or how good your trailer looks. It decides based on relevance. If Steam doesn't clearly understand what genre your game belongs to, what mechanics define it, and what players are most likely to enjoy it, then it can't confidently recommend it. And if Steam isn't confident, you don't get shown. This is where most developers mess up. They write Steam pages that sound cool, but say nothing useful. And speaking of writing, your description is most likely too vague to rank. Here is a real description I saw recently. Explore a mysterious planet in an ever-changing open world torn by recurring cataclysms. Build a complex industrial system to extract resources, produce goods, and expand your base. Fight against hordes of alien monsters to defend your base and survive, alone or with friends. That description could apply to thousands of games. From Steam's perspective, that text is useless. Steam's algorithm is trying to answer a simple question. What kind of game is this, and who should we show it to? If your description doesn't contain clear genre language and mechanics, Steam can't classify it properly, and neither can players. Compare that to games like Valheim, which is very clearly positioned themselves as survival, crafting, base building, co-op. Those keywords aren't poetic, but they're discoverable. If your game is a deck builder, just say deck builder. If it has base building, say base building. If it's turn-based, say it's turn-based. And that will specifically help with two things: Steam's algorithm and player self-selection. The wrong players bouncing off your page is not a failure, it's a feature. And speaking of features, your tags probably aren't helping you at all either. Steam gives you a max of 20 tags, 5 of which are only displayed on the storefront, leaving the rest, at least normally, for community-added tags for broader discoverability. And unfortunately, a lot of developers waste them. I constantly see game tags like this: indie, action, adventure, single player, 2D. Those tags are so broad, they might as well be empty. Steam already knows your game is indie, and so does everyone else. Tags should describe how players think, not just how developers categorize. If you make a city builder, your tag should look more like city builder, base building, management, economy, automation, sandbox. If you made a Metroidvania, say Metroidvania, exploration, non-linear, backtracking, platformer, 2D. One reason Stardew Valley still gets discovered years later is because its tagging and positioning exactly match what players search for. Steam heavily weighs popular, high-intent tags. Roguelike is far more valuable than challenging. So please, use all 20 tags, and honestly, just straight up steal language from successful games in your niche or your genre, not your pitch deck. I mean, who's gonna know, right? Hey, real quick, just reminding you to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. It really helps me, as I would love to grow this channel, and I would love to help small game studios get more exposure on their games. If you need somebody to work on your SEO and digital marketing for your Steam page, website, or any other marketplace, I'm available for hire. Now, back to the video. Let's move on to something you may not have considered. Your short description is wasted real estate. Okay? You get 300 characters in your short description. This is the text players see before they ever click your page. Most developers use this space to say absolutely nothing. Here's an example I saw recently. Live the double life of a fearless adventurer and a craft merchant. Dive into vibrant dimensions brimming with shiny loot and pesky enemies. Grow your shop, tinker with weapons and gadgets, as well as make your mark among a ragtag community of castaways. That doesn't tell me what the game is, why it's different, or why I should care. Here's a better example. A roguelike deck builder where you play a necromancer raising an undead army, combine spells, sacrifice minions, and corrupt the world to gain power. Genre, hook, mechanics, all in 2 sentences. That is how you earn the click. So besides the short description, you're probably also ignoring Steam SEO entirely. Here's something most developers don't realize. Steam pages rank on Google. Search things like best survival crafting games, co-op base building games, tactical turn-based RPGs. You'll often see Steam pages ranking, but only if the page uses real search language. If your horror game never actually uses the phrase horror game, Google won't associate it with those searches. If your title is abstract, something like, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, Echoes of Eternity, your description needs to work twice as hard. SEO isn't about stuffing keywords. It's about clarity. Now, here's another important piece to consider. Your visuals aren't communicating fast enough. Your capsule image gets half a second to do its job. That's the average attention span. Most capsules fail because they try to say too much, yet is the first thing Steam users will see about your game. Your capsule should communicate genre, tone, and art style all at a glance. I mean, just look at how readable games like Hades are at tiny sizes. You need to test your capsule inside Steam, not at full resolution in Photoshop. If it blends in, it's invisible. Do some A and B testing. It doesn't take that long. Don't treat your Steam page like it's static. Steam rewards activity. Games that post updates, respond to discussions, ship patches, write devlogs, get more algorithmic trust. I've seen games flatline at launch, then recover months later because the developer started treating their Steam page like a living asset. Every update is another chance to surface in feeds, reinforce keywords, build player confidence. A dead page signals a dead game. So to summarize, your Steam page is not paperwork. It is a search result, a recommendation engine input, and a first impression. If Steam doesn't understand your game, it can't show it. If players don't immediately understand why it's for them, they bounce. Be specific. Use real language designed for clarity. Treat your Steam page like the SEO asset it is, because your game might be great, but if no one can find it, it doesn't matter. Fix your Steam page, and you'll be shocked at what changes.